Welcome to the Seize the Day weekly podcast, your connection to all things cruising, powered by Travel with Brigetta.
Hello, I'm Julie Williams with Travel with Brigetta cruise expert Carla Mesa, and today we're going to be taking a deep dive into Princess Cruise Lines. And we do their podcast periodically, these kind when we feature a certain cruise line to help you determine which is the right cruise line for you. So our guest today is Hunter Smith from Princess, and then a special guest is our owner of Travel with Brigetta, Dan Kaler. He's with us here. He makes an appearance occasionally, and we'd love it. It's great to have you guys here as we move on to Hunter to find out how Princess Cruise Lines is unique. Let's ask Dan, tell us about your experience in the cruise industry.
Yeah, absolutely. So I've been cruising ever since I was a kid. Travel with Brigetta, as the namesake indicates, was founded by my grandmother Brigetta. She and my father had worked in this entity for quite a while. My dad worked with her for about 12 years. And in 2022, they both passed, and I made the decision to take over and kind of continue their legacy moving forward. So in that space, around that time frame, we did partnerships with our influencer partner, Emma Cruises, and we've really started to focus into that cruise niche. And that has opened so many doors and let us meet incredible people like Hunter and experience many, many different cruise lines and just really solidify ourselves as a industry expert.
Yeah, awesome. We're obviously in great hands. Of course, I knew that, but now you know it too, right? Hunter, there are a whole lot of cruise lines, and they all do the basics. But tell us what is unique about Princess Cruise Lines.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks for having me, Julie and Dan and Carla, and everybody listening. But with Princess, it's a brand that I love, and love is the word with Princess, because it all comes back to the Love Boat history. So cruising was introduced to the world from Princess Cruises on the Love Boat, and we've evolved in time to be in the Love brand. But that's number one. Destination-wise, we do go everywhere around the world. Now, a lot of people know us for Alaska and Europe, but we do go to every continent. And then the two big things I love on board is, number one, the medallion, the Princess Medallion, which we'll get into here shortly. That's a game changer in the cruise industry. And I tell people all the time, I do presentations, and we always talk about I wish I had this at home. I wish it worked at home. And then the fourth thing, honestly, our bundle packages make your cruise experience so much more all-inclusive and feels more personalized with service. So those are the main four pillars that I feel that Princess has a difference.
Tell us what the medallion does, because it is a game changer. I'm surprised no one else has stolen the idea yet, because you guys have had it for a good 5 years.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's our patent. That's
why. It's awesome.
Why. That's why, yeah. This little medallion is everything about you on the cruise. I mean, from pre-cruise to when you first step on board. It's keyless entry to your door. So it replaces your key card, but then it also has your information on it, such as dining, who you're sailing with. It has your little selfie picture. It has your credit card, your passport, any of your preferences and needs and wants. So you could be walking across the ship and you come up to a bar and they know who you are and what you drank at the last bar. Or just the other day, I was doing a ship inspection and some guests just got on board and they saw me guiding 25 travel advisors around. They're like, "Hey, I'm so sorry, but can you help me to my mustard station? It says it's around here." I was like, "Oh yeah, just come with us." And as we were walking to the mustard station, they were greeted with their name. And they were like, "We just got on board." And they just lit up. And it was just "Welcome to your cruise." So it's starting off on a good note when you get called by your name and you kind of feel like people know you and you're just okay, this is really neat. But it does so much more. Everything from ordering food and drinks to being delivered to where you are. I think that's the neatest thing in the world. I don't have to miss anything. I could honestly be in a pool right now and be on my phone and take it out and order a 24K margarita and they'll deliver it to me. Just because it is a GPS feature. And speaking of that, if you are lost around the ship, you can even search, how do I get to the casino from here? help me to the closest restroom, help me to one of the pools, and it'll direct you there. And you can use the app or you can use the LED screens, but the pandemic really allowed us to medallionize our ships. Our ships have 4,000 sensors.
Wow.
Yeah, so we medallionize the ships, and each ship comes with it. Every guest gets one of these medallions. And like I said, it is a game changer, and it does so much more. Finding your shipmates. I think this is a really neat thing for those multi-gen or groups, or just trying to find your family. So
that's a great feature. I know for me, there have been times where, you on other cruise lines, you might have the app with their Wi-Fi. And I sent a message 20 minutes ago saying, I'm here, I'll wait. But they didn't get the message until 20 minutes later. I'm like, I'm done waiting. I'm going somewhere else, or vice versa. So that's a great feature.
Yeah, I mean, instead of playing this hide and seek game around the ship, like if I'm like, hey, Carla, let's go have lunch at noon, and I show up to the restaurant at 12:05, and I'm like, is Carla here? Is she late? Like, I don't know. And now I can just kind of pull up and go, oh, she's still at the casino. I'm gonna go to the casino and grab her. But also, I can keep looking at it for live updates. So instead of me walking all the way down to the casino and now she's gone, I can actually see her little headshot and be like, oh, she's walking here. I'll just wait here. So it's a neat little feature. The medallion, like I said, I mean, the main word for the medallion is game changer.
Absolutely. One of the features that I like about the medallion as well that a lot of people may not know is as you set it up, it's got, like you mentioned, all of your data, including the, credit card you put on file for use on your trip. A lot of vendors and a lot of ports will actually accept medallion pay. So oftentimes you'll get discounts on that. So you can go in and start picking out your souvenirs, and you just do the beep and you're paid. You have all of your stuff. Now, the other strategic advantage to that, pro tip here, if your travel credit card has extra bonus points, that charge doesn't come from vendor souvenir stand A, it comes from Princess. So you're buying all of your souvenirs, you beep it, you get your triple points, your 5x points, or because that runs through as a Princess charge. So that's a really, really cool added feature for those who play the points game and try to get travel rewards.
Yeah, that's a really great point, Dan, because there are a lot of people playing today, myself included.
Yeah, I'm a little nervous when I go in port in other countries that you don't really know, and I'm giving them my credit card. So this is like, I'm just giving it to Princess, and they have it already. So it's, right. I think that there's a comfort factor in that.
Yes, they can't steal your credit card. They can't swipe, they can't, take that data, just beep your medallion. It's all through their proprietary system. And it's phenomenal.
Right. And what's great about it is, yes, you don't have to use your card. You use your medallion at these vendor locations, but you earn 7% back as onboard credit when you get back on ship. So you're doubling up with your credit card points, but also with onboard credit for the cruise you're on. This partnership is what we call Medallion Pay. And we have locations such as Mexico, the Caribbean, and Alaska with those. So you'll see Julie's Caribbean items, and that's like your title, that's your banner, and you'll see the medallion symbol, and that's where the medallion is accepted there. So it's one of our official partners that we've partnered with. So you'll see like jewelry locations, but you will see some restaurants. You'll see some other neat vendors that are out there.
Wow.
No, yeah, that's really cool. I think I love that you guys are pioneering that. And, obviously technology continues to seep into our everyday life, but it's a very beneficial thing. And, hopefully, like you said, it's patented, but hopefully other cruise lines start to kind of make similar upgrades.
Yes, we won Best Technology at Sea since 2021 because of this medallion. And we keep... Yeah. It's just like with any other app or technology, we keep improving it and making changes to make it better each and every cruise and each and every year. So we love it. We love the medallion.
That's great. You guys keep moving forward, but you also pay tribute to your past. Tell us a little bit more about the Love Boat cruise that's coming up.
Yes. So this is the top cruise in all of Princess for this year, and it's our Love Boat theme cruise with the original cast. So they're coming on board in Galveston, November 16th of 2025. So we still have group space, which I think this is a perfect opportunity to sail with those who love the Love Boat show. And I mean, there's so many fangirls and fan clubs of the Love Boat that they all flock to this. And last year we had it in Canada, New England, and it just, I saw everything from social media, and it was just a full cruise of everything was Love Boat oriented, from meet and greets to autograph sessions to VIP access where you can talk about shows and certain things with the cast. There was cocktail making. There was, we actually had Air Supply last year as a musical guest. I don't know who it will be this year, but I'm sure we'll go above and beyond for a musical guest. But every detail is Love Boat oriented. They can even do vow renewals from the cast. So we can do that, or the symbolic weddings as well. Sail away party, meet and greets. But yeah, Love Boat inspired menus, specialty cocktails, and just the whole ship will just be in the decor of the Love Boat. And of course, for any cruise, you can actually hear the Love Boat horns when we leave any port. But then also you can watch the Love Boat 24/7 in our staterooms.
Cool. We're doing a group to the Love Boat, but I want to encourage you when you're listening to this podcast. I'm guessing, Hunter, that this one sells out really fast. So you should call now.
Absolutely. I mean, you should always do things in advance because there's more availability. So you can lock down that balcony cabin. I always say balconies go first, and also the suites, because there's not that many suites. And then next thing you know, it's too late, or you have an interior cabin and you're just like, But I always tell people, just put a deposit down and then it's refundable. And you can decide once it comes up to final payment whether you want or not. But now you've locked down that room for this amazing theme cruise. But we have so many other theme cruises out there, but that's my favorite one. So next year we have launched our 60th anniversary cruise out of it's in the Mexican Riviera, and then we'll have the Temptations on board for that.
Wow.
So
That's really cool.
So that's our 60th anniversary next year. We have a magician cruise on the new Star Princess, full of magicians. We already have a partnership with Magic Castle on the Star and Sun Princess. But this cruise will be all magicians on board everywhere you go. We have a food and wine festival cruise as well on the West Coast. We have Jeff Corwin's cruise in Alaska. We love theme cruises. I mean, who doesn't like a theme cruise where you just kind of go above and beyond with a theme and everybody goes all out and has a great time.
No, yeah, I love that. I do think that is probably another thing that sets you guys apart. You mentioned the theme cruise into Alaska, and Alaska is a major part of Princess as well, right?
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Alaska is our bread and butter. We've been there for 55 years.
Wow.
It was like a joke. Like, we were in Alaska before Alaska was there.
Yeah.
We just started Alaska season a couple weeks ago with 7 ships doing 3 different distinctive voyages. But then we also in 2026 will have our brand new ship, the Star Princess, sailing in Alaska. So soon there will be 8. But we have the inside passage. A lot of people like to take it from Seattle or Vancouver, but they can do LA or San Francisco. We have the one-way cruises, which are go northbound and southbound. You get the inside passage, but now you get 2 days of glaciers, which to me is a highlight. But the best thing we do is our cruise tours. And that's where you get the 7-day cruise, the inside passage, 2 days of glaciers. But then now you're hopping on a train, direct to Wilderness, and it's taking you all the way to Denali, which is what you need to see in Alaska, truly see Alaska. And we have 5 princess-owned lodges in the Denali area. And so now you get the land, the cruise, and the train all in one experience. And that's really our bread and butter. And that's what people come back raving about. One of the biggest myths is that, you'll go to Alaska once in your life. And it's like, no, do you know Alaska is twice the size of Texas? Like, have you seen all of Texas? And they're like, no, it's too large. And I'm like, it's twice the size. There's so much to do. And we keep coming out with new things. Like we have new cruise tours that go to Katmai, which is on Brooks Island. And that's where everything's about bears. So we have different itineraries. We have a cruise tour that goes and see five national parks. I mean, we do other things, but we are always going to be the first to do things in Alaska. We have so many partnerships. And I would say we are a partner with Alaska, so they will always love Princess and we love Alaska back. But we have local entertainment. Our North to Alaska programming is another thing we do special. We don't just say, hey, we're in port, come back before 6 o'clock when the ship leaves. We go, no, come back and forth. We're so close to the pier, to all the shops and restaurants, but we could have on mountain climbers, photographers, puppies in the piazza, Iditarod champions, dog sledders, you name it, we bring them on board, lumberjacks. So we have this North to Alaska program that really sets us apart as well.
And that's a lot of fun when you're sailing through Alaska. And I've done it a couple of times, and you're just walking around on deck. Maybe you finished your excursion and you just see people on deck that are doing a presentation, or they're doing ice sculptures, or just really exciting stuff. And as you said, Princess has been there forever. They by far do Alaska the best. And it shows. You can step off the pier and you're in the experience, whereas some of the other ships have to tender in Alaska. Mm-hmm. And it's just looking down like, oh, yeah, those guys, they're waiting in line for 90 minutes to get off, because Alaska's, it's very limited in who they let in there on the piers because of the size. And Princess is always right up front.
Exactly. And I used to work on cruise ships for 2 years. And so I did a season in Alaska. So I thought on that cruise, I was like, man, Alaska is incredible. But then whenever I joined on the sales side of thing and then went to Princess, I was just blown away with my experience from the first time compared to where it is now. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, like I wish I could go back and work for Princess in Alaska. So it was mind blowing. Once again, I'm going to use the word game changer. The Alaska experience and honestly, the train, I did a cruise tour. And the train ride, I mean, it's not just transportation. It really is an excursion where you'll see a lot.
I've heard that.
You'll have the train entertainment. You'll have incredible 180-degree views. I mean, it's a true experience. But then the lodges are just special because, I mean, they're large campuses with so many shops and restaurants. I mean, there's Denali Wilderness Lodge, which is 1 mile from the entrance of Denali. So, I mean, like, Denali, you're hurting your neck. You're so close. But then you can go further back and you have Mount McKinley Wilderness Lodge, which is more about the views. We have Kenai, which is known for the best accommodations. You have Copper River, which is right by the largest national park in the world. And then we have Fairbanks, which is incredible as well. So the lodge's experience is a must.
One of the things I loved most about my cruise to Alaska, it was the first time I ever saw a bald eagle. And we saw a handful of them, throughout the cruise, just in trees near where we were going. And it was really kind of cool. And then also, you go up on deck and all of a sudden there's a whale along with you, and just not used to that.
Yeah, the nature is number one in Alaska. Nature and glaciers. I mean, it's just breathtaking. You can see whales and bald eagles, and then you'll see the glaciers. You'll see bears, caribou, the moose. Like it's just it's a completely different experience, and it's on everybody's bucket list to do. And I tell people, go now. I mean, before the weather really starts to take away these glaciers. I mean, it's been a hot thing for the last 10 years where everybody's coming to Alaska. So I always tell people, don't wait any longer. I mean, Alaska usually sells out a year in advance, especially for these cruise tours, because there's not that much room at our 5 lodges compared to our 7 ships with 3,000 guests on each one. I mean, these lodges are 300 rooms, 400 rooms. The 2 smallest are 85, 86. So just imagine those go out quick. So if you want to do a cruise tour, you need to book early, and take that. Now for the cruise portion, yeah, there's still availability. Like you could go in 2025. So there's not a problem with that. But I always say we want you to book further in advance just because you can get that better availability on the stateroom and get exactly what you're looking for.
Yeah, I think a general rule of thumb is if you're doing a little bit more last minute, you might have to settle on some things. And when you're looking in advance, you kind of have everything, all available options. That's definitely on my bucket list. Like you said, I would love to do an actual cruise tour. I want to do like the 14-day connoisseur itinerary. I think it'd be great.
Our connoisseur tours are the best. It's what I call the luxury cruise tour, and that's where they get the tour director for the group. It's kind of like having a butler or a genie for your group, and they're kind of holding your hand throughout the lodges and train experience, letting you know about, hey, tomorrow we're going to be in Denali. Here's things to do. Here's what I would do. If you want to go out, here's this, this, and this. Like, they are like your tour guide. But it also comes with the best accommodations on the land portion. You get the meal plan included. And then my favorite part is that you go further into Denali on the included tour. So we call it the Tundra Wilderness Tour, and it takes you to mile 42 in Denali. And that's really where you get to see more of the big five animals. So there's so many other perks that come with the connoisseur program. So those are my favorite cruise tours. Denali Explorer is the most popular one. But those who truly want the best experience, they need to go with the Princess Connoisseur cruise tours.
Yeah, that would be my recommendation as well. But it is nice to know that you guys have a few different itineraries for the cruise tours to, accommodate different people's needs as well.
As we start to close, I don't want to end this without finding out about your packages, because the way they work is different from the way other cruise lines work. Can you tell us a little bit about Princess Plus and the other packages that you have?
Yes, absolutely. I speak as a former travel advisor more than I do for Princess, and I think 100% that these bundle packages are the best in the industry for the value. It's the most inclusions. So you do have Princess Standard, and I would say that's kind of pay as you go. But then people realize, like, man, everything has a cost on board, and you kind of feel like you kind of get nickeled and dimed everywhere. But then that's why we came out with Princess Plus, and that's $60 per day per person. 2 people in the stateroom must have the same package. But I always say Plus is a must. It comes with your beverage package, which is 15 alcoholic drinks up to $15. Like, who needs more than 15? But okay. But then it also includes all your other beverages, such as unlimited sodas, like fountain drinks, bottled water, your juices, all your other beverages, especially coffees, mocktails. Those are all included in unlimited. It comes with your Wi-Fi included. It comes with gratuities already paid for. You get 2 casual dining restaurants per person. You get 2 premium desserts, 2 group fitness classes, for like Fit or Cycle Bar, any of those group fitness classes. And then, there's just so many perks that come with Plus. And I always say Plus is a must. But then we have Princess Premier, which is $90 per day per person. So for $30 more, now you get 4 Wi-Fi devices. You get unlimited alcoholic drinks up to $20, along with all the other beverages. You still include gratuities, but my favorite perks about this is that you get unlimited specialty dining. Like, I can eat this every single night, or the seafood restaurant, or the Italian restaurant, or any of the specialty restaurants. So I think that is the best perk. But then it also comes with unlimited digital photos and 3 8x10 prints. And that's actually the biggest value on a cruise ship is pictures. Like, it's mind blowing how much photography goes into a cruise. But then they also get the best seating in the theater for our Broadway style shows. So there'll be seat covers that will just say Premiere. And because of your medallion, as you're walking up, our staff knows who is Premiere and who's not. And we have the best seats in the house for our Premiere guests. And then they also have Princess Prizes, which is with our casino. And I would say it's kind of like a lottery. And each time you're going in and out of your door, it's kind of like you're getting a lottery ticket. But your LED screen may say, congratulations, Dan, you just won a free chef's table. You just won the top photo package. You just won $100 of onboard credit. So it's like a lottery where you can win prizes throughout your cruise. So Plus Premier is incredible.
When I was on Regal a couple of years back, one of my neighbors, I just happened to pass them in the hall, and they walked and they got, I don't remember what it was. I think it was like a free inside cabin on something. Like, it was, they got a substantial reward from their screen just by walking in. And, it's great. While Premier is not necessarily required for the $30 difference, it's worth it, especially for someone like me who needs more than one Wi-Fi device. Plus I tell people every time it comes up, it is by far the best value at sea, period. Gratuities, your Wi-Fi included, your drink package, and the pushback I always get is, oh, well, I don't drink alcohol. You don't have to. Like, it's literally still worth it, even if you don't drink alcohol.
Yeah, so I've done the math, and honestly, like, if you do 2 bottles of water, a coffee, and 1 soda, plus your Wi-Fi and gratuities, you're at $60. And that's very minimal just on beverages that weren't alcohol.
Yeah.
So when
your
people say
casual dining, your desserts, your fitness classes, and so much more.
And honestly, just with Princess Standard, you're constantly thinking about, oh, this has a cost, or do I really need this soda for $2.50? Do I really want this bottle of water? Like, you're constantly thinking about money and thinking about how your folio and how much you spent. Whereas when you have Plus, you're just kind of like, give it to me. So like when you're in port, like especially in the Caribbean, say we're on this Love Boat theme cruise, and we get to Cozumel, and you're like, hi, we're going to be out port all day. It's going to be sunny. We're going to be on a beach or somewhere. Let's get some water. And you're kind of like, gosh, I don't know. But if you have Plus, you're kind of like, give me 7 waters. I'm going to put them on my backpack. And they just like, here you go. Have fun. So it's just the ease of cruising when things are all included. So we definitely
taking care of. That's what I was going to say to you. It's really easy to kind of, sit in the planning stage and say, oh, well, I won't need that. I'll be fine with water or, filling up my own, to-go container. But then once you're there in the moment and you want a drink, or you want a specialty smoothie, or the steakhouse looks a lot better in person than it did when you were doing your own research online. Like, it'd be nice not to worry about that. Know it's included and really make that all-inclusive experience.
Yeah, I say Plus is a must, and if you can, Premier is the way to go.
Yeah,
definitely.
Is there anything else you'd like to add, Hunter?
Yeah. We have the new Star and Sun Princess. So the Sun Princess came out a year ago, and these are the ship in the background. That's the Star Princess right there. So she's the new class of ships for Princess. Called the Sphere class, because the big giant sphere in the middle of the ship, you can see that big giant globe, and it's just glass. So it's a lot of natural light that comes into the ship. It was voted best new ship of 2024 from Travel Weekly. It won best ship in the Med from Forbes. And then my favorite thing is it was voted as best foodie cruise ship of last year as well, from the World Cruise Awards. They have 30 restaurants and bars on the ship. This ship is going to be more about entertainment and food and drinks. So the dome right there is a non-retractable roof, indoor-outdoor pool, and we do plenty of entertainment up there with maybe circus events or performers or a silent disco nightclub. The Sphere is like the piazza, and we actually treat that as a theater as well. And we'll do a lot of circus and events out there, and games and game shows. Then we also still have our theater, which is kind of like an arena. So it's rotating a stage, and our shows there. I mean, this is where all of our new features with Princess start on these new ships, and then before they trickle down to the other ships. So we have a celebrity liquor line, and we have a celebrity chef line on these ships. And so like Tyra Banks ice cream, we just announced Jason Momoa's vodka. We have Brito, the artist, has his own restaurant and his own Prosecco. We have, there's so many. Jason Aldean, Blake Lively has her own gin and tonics, but also is coming out with very soon non-alcoholic drinks. So those are going to be a big hit. And that's actually starting with Princess here very, very soon. Matthew McConaughey's tequila has already been on all of our ships now.
Yeah.
Started there. So this ship is in Fort Lauderdale doing Eastern and Western Caribbean right now, 7-day itineraries before going back to the Med and doing 7, 14, and 21-day itineraries, doing Italy, Greece, Spain, and Turkey. But the big news is the Star Princess, her sister, is going to arrive in October. And she's being built in Europe, but is doing a full repositioning cruise to get to Alaska for 2026. So that's going to be Med, your transatlantic. It's going to be in the Caribbean for a good a handful of itineraries before doing Panama Canal, West Coast, and getting to Alaska in May of 2026. So it's just going to be the better version of the Sun Princess. We know what worked and what maybe didn't work so well on the Sun Princess. So it's going to be above and beyond. So we're excited for the Star Princess, but the Sun was spectacular. And then, like I said, it's the future of Princess. So we're excited for those two new ships.
Yeah, I just have to speak on the Sun Princess because it really is such a beautiful ship. So anticipating the Star is really exciting because, I mean, the fact that you guys are just, upgrading, like you said, implementing what worked, making it even better, taking away maybe what didn't, or adjusting. I can't even imagine how great it's going to be.
Yeah, I'm excited. When the Sun came out, I did the virtual tour and went through, and it was really, really impressive. And I can't wait to get on the Star, check out the itineraries as it starts float through our neighborhood, maybe jump on the Panama Canal cruise. I've yet to be able to do a full Panama Canal, and that would be awesome.
Yes, and these these new two ships, that's hard to say, are going to be out of Fort Lauderdale for a good portion of the year. After it's all said and done, they're going to be Caribbean based. So I know a lot of our guests listening like to sail out of Florida. So Fort Lauderdale, doing Eastern, Western Caribbean, these two ships will be there. So they're going to be easily available for our guests.
Right.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Hunter, for being here with us today and letting us know all about Princess and how it's different, unique from other cruise lines. We appreciate it. And Dan, thank you for joining Carla and I on the Seize the Day podcast. And we can't wait to have you on again in a few weeks. You've been listening to the Seize the Day podcast, and a special thanks to everybody, especially you, for listening. And Dan, one more time, if somebody wants to go on one of these cruises, what is the number that they call to book the Love Boat or whatever?
The best option is always to send us an email. We've got 7-day-a-week coverage, bookings at travelwithbrigetta.com, and we'll scroll it across the screen as well. And then we do have our phone number as well, if that's more preferred. Now, our 7-day-a-week coverage isn't 24/7, so I always recommend get us an email ahead of time. That way we can look into your inquiries, get your answers before we have those. But you can reach us 210-520-0736 as well.
Cool. Hey, till next week, we're Carla and Julie encouraging you to seize the day.
You've been listening to the Seize the Day podcast, powered by Travel with Brigetta. If you like what you heard, please like and subscribe. And as always, feel free to ask us anything in the comments section. We love to hear from you. Or email us at bookings@travelwithbrigetta.com. Till next time, seize the day.